Hi everybody, my name is John Coyne and today I'm going to be talking to you about volcanoes. What is a volcano exactly? Well, let me tell you. A volcano is a mountain or hill having a crater or vent through which lava, rock fragments, hot vapor, and gas are being or have been erupted from Earth's crust. In order for us to understand volcanoes properly, we must first learn where they come from and how they form. And before I can tell you that, I'm going to need to tell you a little bit about the layers of the Earth. So in our planet, there are three main layers of the Earth. There's the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust is the smallest layer, and the mantle is right under that, and it's the biggest one, and then the core is right in the center of our planet. Believe it or not, the rocks that we stand on top of on the Earth are actually moving all the time. And there's specific things that move, and those are called plates. If you look down on the map below, all those black lines going through the ocean are where the plates are located. If you look at the east coast of the United States, you'll see that there are no plates here. So you are not likely to find volcanoes where we are. But if you look on the west coast of the United States, you'll see there's a black line going right along the coast. So you are likely to find volcanoes in places like California and Washington. Those moving plates along the west coast of the United States cause things called subduction zones. And in the next slide, I'm going to tell you a little bit on how they help the formation of volcanoes. Like I stated in the last slide, volcanoes in North America form mostly on the west side, and this is because subduction zones occur there. So what is a subduction zone? So there are two types of crust that we have on planet Earth. There's oceanic crust, and then there's continental crust. Oceanic crust is the crust underneath our ocean, and then continental crust is the crust that's underneath our continents. When those two land masses collide, the oceanic crust sinks below the continental crust, and then the continental crust goes on top of that, and this is how we get subduction zones. The rocks from the oceanic crust that sinks below the continental crust goes deep into the mantle, and then it starts to melt, and this is how we get magma. Magma is melted rock below the Earth's surface, and it doesn't turn into lava until it's come above the Earth's surface. So you might be asking yourself, how does the magma all the way below Earth's crust get all the way to our surface? Well, it's pretty simple. So heat rises, and magma is just melted rock and a bunch of gases. And when that gets superheated, it rises up through the crust and out onto our surface. These eruptions can have many effects on Earth's surface. First off, the lava that comes out onto Earth's surface eventually cools and forms new rock for the Earth's surface. Secondly, when a volcano erupts, all the ash and gas goes into the air and blocks sunlight from getting to Earth's surface, which helps in cooling the planet. Volcanic eruptions can sound pretty scary, but there's also a lot of benefits that come with volcanic eruptions. When a volcano erupts, it brings new material to the surface, forming more continental crust, which has a lot of environmental benefits. Also, when a volcano erupts, it releases a lot of heat from inside the Earth, and this can actually help fight global warming. It helps cool down the Earth. There are three main types of volcanoes. There are shield volcanoes, cinder cone volcanoes, and composite volcanoes, and each of them have different effects. So a shield volcano, as you can see, is the very flat one on the diagram to the right. They're relatively flat and have a quiet eruption, so not a lot of gas and magma will be coming out of this one. Below that, you can see the cinder cone volcano. They're small in size, but their eruption can be huge. very explosive, and lots of rocks will fly out and a lot of ash and lava will flow out of the crater of the volcano. And then third, we have the composite volcano, which is the one you probably see the most, at least in the United States. It's big in size and it has the biggest eruption out of the three. Alright everyone, thank you for listening to my presentation on volcanoes. There's a lot more science behind these giant rocks than you might think, and I hope you might have learned something from this slideshow. Thank you.